Hey, it's Keddy here at REALTOR Real Estate, and in today's video, we're going to be doing the March 2023 real estate market report for Area 107. That's Westville, Trenton, and Pictou. So that's an area as determined by the Nova Scotia Association of Realtors, and that's where we're going to be pulling the data from. Now, while you're here, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to True Real Estate for all kinds of great tips and information about the local real estate market. And before you forget, hop on over to andrewkeddy.com, book your free real estate review where we can talk about how I can help you reach your real estate goals. Now, first off, in today's presentation, you might be wondering, why should I listen to this guy, Andrew Keddy? Well, as far as history, been in the business for the last number of years, and last 2 years actually have received the Director's Platinum Award, which means that top 5% of Royal LePage Realtors nationwide are recognized with this designation. So I tell you that so that you can know that you can be confident and trust that the data that I'm providing you with is based on real life experience and information that we have a pretty good sense of what's going on in the market right now. I want to also mention, although we are True Real Estate, we do cover all central and northern Nova Scotia. So happy to help you in these areas, even though we are Truro Real Estate. All right, so Area 107, Westville, Trenton, Pictou, these are the numbers. Now, we're going to talk about two particular numbers in this presentation that are relevant to buyers and sellers. A lot of this data is really good stuff, but we're not going to dig into it. It would take way too long. So the numbers we're going to look at today are the days on market until sale, so giving us an idea of how long things are taking to sell, and the average sales price, so giving you an idea of obviously how much things are costing. So first number, days on market until sale. You'll notice that in February of 2023, it was an average of 70 days on market versus 60 days the year previous for February, and that was up about 16.7%. Now, before you jump to too many conclusions, there is something I want to point out to you. You'll notice that those numbers above it, new listings, pending sales, closed sales, we're talking single digits and or barely double digits, okay? Pending sales, 10 in February of 2023. New listings, 8 across those 3 communities. So what that means is that 1 or 2 new properties, which is very easy from one year to the next to have 1 or 2 more properties hit the market, that can represent 10 or 15% of the overall market. So a single property can have a huge sway on this. So the numbers this time of the year can be a little bit tricky to interpret, but as more and more properties hit the market later in the years, we get into the spring market, these should be a little bit more accurate from one month to the next. So one of the more important things, especially in the winter, is to look at the rolling average. So if we look year to date through the end of February of 2023, we had an average of 66 days on market. You can see it was actually up about 32%. And there's more data through that rolling average, so it gives us a better sense of where that trend is. So it's definitely taking longer for things to sell, although it's not as much of a drastic increase percentage-wise as it is in some areas of the province. And you can see here, overall, I mean, it's increased, but it's still within a range that's quite a bit lower than it was, a couple of years ago, but we're definitely flirting with that territory that it's higher than the average of like the last 2 years in particular. But again, have to use caution because of the low number of transactions that are happening over that time period. Now, average sale price, 2023, look at that, $183,000, down 56.3% from an average of $419,481 the year before. Now you might say, wow, that's a massive drop. 419 the year before to 183 the next year. But again, those low numbers, you have one property that sells in the $600,000, $800,000 range or more, and suddenly that could skew all the data, which is likely what happened with some of these numbers. So again, springtime will get a more accurate representation, but still we can see that the rolling average there on the right, where it says through the end of February 2023, is down 36.5% from $291,000 to $184,000 for an average sales price. And again, it can be scary when you see that coming down, but when we look at the historical average, it's still above that long-term trend. It's not nearly as high as that spike, but again, with the low numbers, that spike can be caused by one single large sale over that time. So you have to be careful about reading too much into some of those big spikes, especially when they happen earlier in the year where there's usually lower sales volume. And you'll notice that for both 2021 and 2022, there were these ridiculously high spikes, likely caused by one or two larger priced sales. So we have to look at the overall trend, and the trend does, it's still elevated over the historical average. And right now it is difficult based on this data to pinpoint exactly where the market's going. Nobody has a crystal ball, but the consensus does seem to be that a lot of the things going on in the market means that we're probably going to continue to see strong demand across central northern Nova Scotia, although it may be a little bit less chaotic than it had been, say, a year ago. Now, this presentation is not meant to be an A to Z complete picture, meant to be a quick snapshot in a relatively short period of time. If you have questions about the real estate market, about listing your house, about the buying process, about investing in real estate, whatever your questions are, we'd be happy to help. You can head on over to andrewkeddy.com, book a free, no obligation real estate review. We can grab a coffee, we can meet in the office, we can have a Zoom call or just a quick chat on the phone, discuss your real estate goals, or you can call or text me directly, 902-899-4106. And I'd be happy to discuss how we can help you achieve your goals in real estate. Again, my name is Andrew Keddy. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, and I wish you much success in real estate.